It's about 5:30 p.m. on Tuesday, March 27th, 2023. So the power hasn't been on since Friday. So this is all decoration, these fences. And my bulls got out. This one made it all the way down to the cows. The one that I'm worried about that can get him pregnant probably is a blues calf. I don't see him around here, but he made it all the way to this fence that was still up, and he didn't cross that fence, but this one did. I'll have to get him back somehow. He's making these weird noises and acting funny too. I think it's because he wants to be with the herd. Maybe he likes the smell of the female cows in heat. So anyway, little knucklehead. Yeah, the grass here is a little shorter than in the previous parts of this row. There are, of course, little mountains. Ooh, look at that, whole bunch of hairy vetch here. Some of those weeds we see everywhere, but the cows will eat them. Number 20, you're getting horns too. Commentator suggested this device you clip into the nose of the calves, and it stops them from milking. And so you clip it in there, and then 3 days later you can move them out. Sounds like a great idea. I know that nose rings, that's why they put nose rings in cows, or calves, so that the calves don't milk on their moms anymore and don't steal milk from other moms. So, yeah. Is that Red's calf? I don't know. No, it's not Red's calf. Red's calf is here. Red's calf was a girl. I need to keep better track of the cows. I used to keep a spreadsheet, and then I kind of stopped. But yeah, the calf does have water. I gave him water. He knows where the water is, so he can go get the water whenever he wants to. He just has to walk all the way back. Oh, I looked at some old aerial photographs of this field about what happened in the past and what people were doing. It looks like it was just traditional techniques, and then back in 2020 it showed somebody had I guess fertilized and planted something. So like part of the field was green, the rest was like left brown. So I don't know the entire story of the history of this pasture, but it looks like there's been cattle here for as long as the satellite photos show, back to 1985. You know, maybe earlier than that obviously, but cattle have been grazing this for one form or another. So a lot of people in this area, they used to do dairy. It used to be a good way to make money. The dairy operations, the way they worked is you had like a milking thing, and you had to keep the cows inside or near the milking place, and they would use the pasture to grow silage and hay, which they would feed to the cows. And they, I think at different times of the year, depending on where the cow is in the cycle, they'd let the cows out into the pasture. But one of the problems with the dairy operation like that is you generate a lot of manure in one spot that you have to get rid of. And so they used to make cesspits where they'd fill it full of manure, let it ferment and do whatever it's supposed to do, and then use that as fertilizer. Spread that around the field. The problem is that the cesspits make a lot of smell, and they contaminate like water and stuff like that when they leak, which happens quite often with rainfall and stuff like that. And the story I was told was a new guy from the EPA came down and shut all that down, said you can't do the cesspits anymore per order of the federal government. And so now the dairy operations down here are few and far between. But at one point here in this particular area, everybody was doing dairy. And It was known for making milk. Now it's just people do meat cows if they do cows at all, you know. So it's just kind of some of the ways that, you know, the government can interfere with your operation. One of the reasons why I like this grazing operation is, like, what are they going to complain that I'm eating grass? You know, I'm growing grass. You know, I know that people say, oh, but the cows and their methane and blah, 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 and carbon dioxide and whatnot. The truth is that the cows are just part of a cycle. You know, whatever they're eating is coming from the ground and it's going back to the ground to generate more grass. The cows have been doing this for, maybe not this particular breed of cows, but bison. Been doing this for well beyond the recorded history of this area. My goodness. He's trying to interrupt me. So the Great Plains and all the natural beauty that we associate with, you know, the wilderness was really created by animals, especially ruminants. And so by bringing cattle back onto the land, we're trying to restore what naturally was here. The Great Plains, which this is a part of, was known for the vast green fields of grass. Well, the only reason that's grass is because of the bison herds. So in a way, this is conservation at the finest. And indeed, there is a government program that I could participate in if I so desired, where they would have me kill all the grass and plant native grasses, and then use the cows to encourage the native grasses to grow. And so they're finding that cows are a critical element, that you can't just plant grass and have it grow. You need the cows to come through and eat it and trample it and things like that. And that's how the grass grows. Which, you know, some people do that. And I think it's an interesting concept, but, you know, somebody pointed out, I think it was the bamboo guy, oh, there's the cow that I don't want here. That one I think might be fertile. Virile. Yeah, that's the bull. But one of the things to realize is nature's constantly changing. You can't just like preserve it. It's going to change, right? No matter what it is, it's going to change into something else. And you know, there's a cycle that happens, and sometimes things go back to the beginning, but more often than not, it doesn't. Over time, things change. One of the things that's happening is the species of plants and animals are spreading all over the earth, and humans are facilitating that, making it easier, because it would have happened anyway. You know, like the tumbleweed that affects a lot of the Great Plains, that came from the steppes in Asia, right? He wants his mama. Oh, it's not time yet. I'll bring him in June or July. I'll bring in another bull too, okay? In June or July. Yeah, make lots of babies. Okay? Okay, Blue? Blue's a friendly cow. When she's having a good day. On her bad day, she's pretty nasty. So, yeah, it's all part of a natural process. You know, the earth is an ecosystem, the whole thing. You can't really isolate one thing from another and draw a line and say this is the beginning and that's the end of that. You know, even the coastline depends on how you define the actual wires, or I'm sorry, the actual lines between land and sea. So, like, where does the desert begin? Where does the forest end? And who gives a person the right to say that this is the way it's supposed to be? You know, that this animal belongs and that one doesn't, or this plant is native and the other one isn't. You know, they're all from planet Earth, right? So, number 413 is turning into a beautiful cow. I thought she'd have horns, but she doesn't, which is fine by me. I love the pattern on 413. I love the pattern on these ones too. Yeah, who's to say one thing belongs and another thing doesn't? It's each of us has a duty to garden, you know, to look at the earth and take our little spot of ground that's been assigned to us and try to make it a little better than it was. That's what we got to do, and I think animals and plants are the best tools to do that, not chemicals. Especially the chemicals designed to harm. You know, I want to keep those off my land. The deworming, the insecticides, the fly control stuff, you know. I figure nature has a reason for putting worms in cows. You know, nature has a reason for sending flies, trying to tell me something. And if I don't like the flies or the worms, this means I'm doing something wrong. So, rather than using weapons and tools that injure and destroy, you know, we got to figure out what we're supposed to be doing instead. The proper way of handling cows and growing them. You know, there's a guy in one of the comments in Greg Judy's video, and that's about as much credibility as you can get right on the internet. A YouTube comment, some random stranger writing down some words, you know. But he said that he doesn't vaccinate his cows at all. He's never had them catch any of the diseases, because what he does is he puts them on a protein fast for a couple weeks out of the year. And he believes what that protein fast does is it causes their cells to cannibalize, and their bodies go after the weak cells, the ones that are more likely to be cancerous, the ones that are more likely to carry viruses, and purges that from the system, you know. And so by doing that, he's preventing all kinds of diseases. So maybe starvation and fasting is part of the equation too. The cows aren't supposed to always have good food in front of their faces. You know, they aren't always supposed to have a balanced diet, but they're supposed to cycle with nature. So that's something I'm pretty good at that. If I want to starve my cows, I know how to do that. That's easy, you know. But you know, the more we learn, the more we study, the more we realize how little we really know, and all our preconceived notions on what's good and what's bad, you know, they're not worth very much. So, like somebody might say, hey, big cows are better. You get more money for big cows. Is that true? You know, for all the inputs and the damage they do to the field. Our neighbors' cows are here. They're all saying hi to each other. Cows are very social animals. If you have a single cow, I feel sorry for that cow. That cow needs somebody else. Another cow. Some kind of animal. Well, these cows are all freshly tagged. They're all decked out with their beautiful tags. I don't know what that stuff on their butt is. Is that fly control stuff, or is he doing AI, or I don't know. These are beautiful cows though. You know? Those are beautiful cows. In good condition. Oh, looks like one of the cows is getting busy there. You know? Cows are very social animals. You know, they crave companionship. They want to be in a herd. Oh, look, there's a baby calf. Oh. You guys are cuties. Well, I don't know the neighbor back here. I don't know whose cows they are, but whoever they are, they're beautiful cows. They're fantastically beautiful cows. You know, so whatever he's doing something right. They're all coming to say hi. They're all coming to say hi. I love this. The cows, they talk to each other. Right, number 11? The more time I spend with the cows, the less scared they are of me. You know. Maybe one day you'll let me touch you. Let's see if I can touch number 10. Number 10 is scared. She doesn't like to be touched. Dusty doesn't like to be touched either. They all know I want to touch somebody. Here's Blue. Blue lets me touch her. Blue and red. Not so much red. Blue is more friendly. Hey, Blue. 20. 20's friendly. See? Blue lets me touch her. Where's number 20? Number 20 super friendly. There. That's 10. 19, 21. There's 20. Hey, 20. It's been a while since I said hi to you. Oh, look at all these flies. Yeah, 20 super friendly. How you doing? I'm not seeing any of those spots of missing fur. I assume that was lice and they're all gone now. Or just shedding, I don't know. I'm not a cow expert. Look at all these flies. Silly flies. So Greg Judy swears that having the cows covered with a thick layer of oil, natural oil, is the best way to control the flies. That the furry cows are the ones that get the flies and the slick coats are the ones that don't. I think that's true too. And he swears by the fact that the cows should have everything they need in the grass to make that slick coat, and if they're not, then the cow's the problem. So maybe one day if I can get choosy and picky about my cows, I'll start weeding out the ones that are furry and don't have a slick coat. Like number 10, you can see number 10 is very slick, shiny coat. Number 21 is fuzzy. This guy's in between, you know. So anyway, green manure is not a good sign, is it? Probably not. Yeah, the cows all came to say hi to each other. You having fun saying hi to your friends? Anyway, that's a long video. Guys, have a great day. Take care and bye-bye.